What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler and today I'm taking a look at the sneaker releases in the second half of February 2020 and I let you know whether I think each one of these releases is gonna sit or gonna sell. But before we actually jump into the video, I want to give a huge thank you to the sponsor, Reshoevn8r. I talk about Reshoevn8r a lot and that's because Reshoevn8r is the best sneaker cleaning solution on the market, especially the Ultimate Kit, which I think is their largest kit that they make and it includes everything that you would ever need to clean your sneakers. But through February, Reshoevn8r actually gave me a 30% off code to give you guys. So if you spend $30 on their website, you can get 30% off everything, your entire purchase. So that's 30% off the Ultimate Kit because this kit is more than $30 and all you have to do is click the link in the description below and use my discount code SETH30. And if you don't want to grab the Ultimate Kit, there are tons of other kits available that you can use the code on. I shouldn't have used one that was already open. That was dumb. That was my fault. So if you would like to check out Reshoevn8r for yourself, now is the best time to do it. All you have to do is click the link in the description below and use my discount code SETH30. So All-Star Weekend might not be over yet, but a lot of the big All-Star Weekend releases have come and passed. But that doesn't mean that the rest of February isn't amazing because, let me tell you, there's some crazy stuff dropping. Now, I'm actually in Chicago at All-Star Weekend right now, so if I've missed any of these releases because I pre-recorded this video, I'll add them in later, so if you see me like in a hotel room, that's why, and if you don't, completely forget this part of the video. But even though some of the more limited and crazy releases of the month have already passed us by, there are still some incredible releases to come and some that might even be more limited. If you've never seen one of my sit or sell videos before, basically what I do is I take a look at all the sneaker releases happening for like a 2-week period, and I let you know what I think of each one of those shoes and whether I think each one is gonna sit on shelves or sell out immediately. Also, if you've never seen one of these videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel down below. So without further ado, let's jump right into the sit or sell list. Starting things off on February 16th, the last day of All-Star Weekend, we've got the BBC Ice Cream Reebok Answer 5. This shoe has to be Valentine's Day themed. It comes in all pink and all red, and it looks good. I actually like it a lot. Will I buy it though? Probably not. Like I've said a million times, I'm an Iverson fan. This is an Iverson sneaker. Even the colorway looks solid. It's just not something that I really feel like that I need. Recently, BBC Ice Cream has been collaborating with Reebok, and because of that, we've had 4 or 5 different collaboration sneakers come out, and I believe this is the latest iteration of that collaboration. It's definitely a good looking shoe, and if you're down with it, go for it. And you shouldn't have too hard of a time grabbing it because I just don't think this shoe is gonna sell out immediately. Following that sneaker up, we've got the Jordan Why Not 0.3 LA Born. This sneaker is nuts, and in my opinion, I think it has a 90s theme or like a Fresh Prince theme. You've got like neon greens on one side and then neon pinks and then zebra print and then like, I don't know, just all sorts of craziness going on, and it's not exactly for me, but I think there will be some people who are into it. Now, to be honest, I've never really seen anyone wear a 0.3 in public outside of a basketball court, so I don't think this is a sneaker that people will be picking up for lifestyle wear. So because of that, I just don't see the Jordan Why Not 0.3 LA Born colorway selling out. After that, we've got the Jordan Aerospace 720 Lyrical Lemonade. Cole Bennett's Lyrical Lemonade carton is instantly recognizable at the beginning of music videos. The reason for this collaboration is that Lyrical Lemonade is based in Chicago, and that's where All-Star Weekend is, so it's kind of like a match made in heaven. Or Aerospace 720. The shoe seems to be a new silhouette called the Aerospace 720 that almost looks like a mashup of like the Air Jordan 10, 34, and then an Air Max 720. The sneaker comes in sort of a bluish gray upper with yellow, pink, and green accents, and overall, it's not a bad looking shoe. And if you're a fan of Lyrical Lemonade or want to try the brand new Jordan Aerospace 720, then definitely pick this sneaker up. I know there's a lot of Lyrical Lemonade fans out there, and I do think this sneaker will be limited, so for that reason, I could see this sneaker selling out. Then, rounding off February 16th, we've got the Nike Adapt BB 2.0. In my opinion, this shoe is a much better looking sneaker than the original Adapt BB. While that sneaker was a great sneaker because it was a relatively cheap auto lacing shoe, this shoe looks like the Batmobile, and that's dope. To be honest with you, at the time of filming this video, I'm not too familiar with the details of the Adapt BB 2.0. I just know that it's an upgraded version of the original, but I do have a pair of them coming in, which I should drop the review of before I drop this video, so if you guys want to check that out, make sure to click the link at the top of the screen. Hopefully they're a good shoe, I have no idea yet. As cool as these sneakers look and as interesting as the technology that's in the sneakers is, the price point is a little bit prohibitive. They retail for a price of $400. The Adapt BB 2.0 had a limited drop on the sneakers app earlier this week, and then it has a larger drop on the 16th, and if you're trying to grab one of these sneakers, I don't think they'll be impossible to get, but I do think that they will sell out. Continuing on to February 18th, we've got the Nike Air Penny 5 Blue Chips. This Nike Air Penny 5 colorway was inspired by the 1994 film Blue Chips. The shoe comes in the Western University Dolphins colorway. It's a decent looking sneaker, and if you're looking to pick these shoes up, you shouldn't have too hard of a time because I don't think these shoes are gonna sell out. Moving on to February 19th, we've got the Nike Air Force 1 Low BHM. This shoe has actually already had an early release on the Sneakers app, and when it first released, it did sell out. However, if you actually look at resale prices now, the shoe is selling on GOAT and StockX for below retail, and that really leads me to believe that the interest is just not really there anymore. I do actually still think it's a great looking sneaker. It comes in primarily black with sort of a ripped toe box that shows off a metallic silver underneath, and then you've also got a red Nike swoosh and a green tag on the heel with unfinished stitching details, which I think look really good. Not only that, the shoe also doesn't have a standard lacing system. It actually doesn't even have lace holes at all. Instead, you've got sort of a weird X-shaped lace thing going on, which I think actually looks pretty cool. I don't know how well it'll actually tighten the shoes for you, but it does look cool. But like I said, the interest just doesn't seem to be there anymore. So for that reason, I think the shoe is gonna sit. In addition to that, on the same day, we've also got a Converse Chuck Taylor High BHM colorway dropping. The shoe comes in sort of a patchwork green, yellow, blue, and black colorway. And overall, again, I think it's a good looking shoe. I really like the fact that on the upper, they actually use different kinds of materials on the different panels of the shoe. I think that's a really interesting touch. While I think overall it's a great looking Chuck, I just don't really feel like I need it in my life, and I don't think anyone else is that excited about it. So for that reason, I'm giving this shoe a sit. And then finally, rounding off the 19th, we've got the Nike Air Max 95 BHM. This 95 comes with a very multicolor upper, and to be honest, it seems like the most hyped up pair of the pack. The shoe features a lot of reds, oranges, blues, yellows, pretty much every color. I don't know why I'm listing them all out. And I think because this shoe is so popular, this shoe is the most likely to sell out of the pack. With that said, I don't know how heavy the hype is around this pack, and also everyone's wallets are already hurting from All-Star Weekend, so because of that, I think this shoe will probably sit. Then jumping forward to February 21st, we've got the Nike LeBron 17 James Gang. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this shoe looks just like all the other LeBron 17s that released in the last month. I get that it's special because it has the James Gang theme, but visually, man, it looks so similar. The phrase James Gang refers to his wife and his 3 children, and I think dedicating a sneaker to them is really cool. I know my fiance would freak out if I dedicated a sneaker to her, and as LeBron James, that's something that you can do. That said, I don't know how limited the sneaker will be, and I think the only way this sneaker will sell out is if it's ultra limited, but I just don't think it will be, so for that reason, I think the shoe is gonna sit. Then, rounding off the 21st, we've got the Nike Air Max 720 OBJ Slip. Not too much is known about this sneaker yet, other than the fact that it's an all-black OBJ-themed Nike Air Max 720 that apparently slips on. The sneaker looks fine, I'm just not in love with it, and I'm also not a huge OBJ fan, nothing against him, but he plays on the Browns, and they're big rivals of the Ravens. And they suck also. But overall, they're not a bad shoe. He is an incredible player, I'll give him that. And I think if you're a fan of OBJ or you really like these sneakers, then they're worth picking up. But with all that said, I think the Nike Air Max 720 OBJ Slip will probably sit on shelves. Then on February 22nd, we've got 3 brand new colorways of the Adidas Yeezy 350 V2 dropping, and they're all regional releases. The first colorway to drop is the Flax colorway, which is actually an Asia and Africa exclusive, and it comes in sort of a yellowish tan color. The second colorway to drop is the very fittingly named Earth colorway, and that's exclusive to the Americas. This shoe is brown. That's about it. It's all dark brown, earth colored brown, and that's the whole shoe. I don't like it very much. And then the final colorway, which is releasing exclusively in Europe and in Russia, is the Tail Light colorway, which looks very similar to a previous regional release. Seemingly the reason for naming this shoe the Tail Light is because of the red pull tab, which looks like a tail light, whereas the rest of the shoe comes in sort of a light gray. Now I'm gonna be honest, I think this is a super weak Yeezy 350 colorway lineup. I think 2 of these colorways look just like colorways that have already released, and the Earth colorway, while being different, is kind of a weird colorway. A lot of these more recent 350 V2 colorways look like they were hand dyed, and I don't get it. I just don't like it. But at the end of the day, they are all 350 V2s, and because of that, they're probably all going to sell out. Jumping forward to February 27th, we've got the Adidas Ultra Boost 2020 in black signal coral. This pretty much looks like a standard Ultra Boost 2020 with a little bit of orange kind of creeping over onto the Boost on the heel. I do have to say that the orange fade on the Boost does look nice, and I wish they had done this a couple years ago back when Boost was much more popular. That being said, this colorway is definitely being targeted towards performance users, and for that reason, I just don't think this shoe is going to sell out. Then moving on to February 28th, we've got the Adidas DON Issue 1 in Core Black and Solar Red/Orange. The Adidas DON Issue 1 is a solid basketball performance sneaker, and it's Donovan Mitchell's very first signature sneaker. And if you're a fan of black and orange, or you really like this colorway for some reason, then this is a great sneaker to pick up. But like a lot of performance basketball sneaker releases, this shoe isn't really there for the hype, and it's mainly there for people to actually play basketball in. So for that reason, this shoe is probably going to sit. Then after that, we've got the Nike Kyrie 6 in Vast Gray and Blue. In my opinion, this is a weird looking shoe. It comes in mostly like a cream or a light gray with pink on the heel and then like a blue strap with cheetah print on it. Well, actually, to be fair, I just did a little bit more research on the shoe and there's zebra print on the other side, so it's sort of like an animal print sneaker, which I get more than a cheetah themed Kyrie 6, I guess. I don't have any problem with this sneaker, it's just not for me, and if you like it, then more power to you, go ahead and grab it. But I just don't think that many people are gonna be that excited about this shoe, so because of that, I think this sneaker is gonna sit. And then, following that sneaker up, we've got the Nike Air Fear of God 1, The Question. In my opinion, this is the most interesting Fear of God 1 to drop in a while, and that's because they're finally changing up the colorway. Jerry Lorenzo decided to make the top half of this Fog 1 black and the bottom half tan, which I actually think looks really great together. It's not really a color combination that I would think of, or even think that I would be really into, but when I look at this shoe, I think it's dope. At the moment, I don't actually have any Fear of God 1s, and I think this might be the pair that I actually try and wear. I've tried the other pairs, they just didn't look great on me. The black pair looked fine, but I just didn't want the shoe at that point. So this pair might be the one. At the end of the day, whether you like this colorway or not, it's still a Nike Air Fear of God 1. And because of that, it's got a lot of hype behind it. So for that reason, this shoe is definitely going to sell out. And then, rounding off the 28th, we've got the Adidas Yeezy 700 MNVN in orange. As I'm sure a lot of you know, we just had the triple black MNVN release earlier this month, and that was the first time that we had seen this silhouette. Now it looks like we're finally getting the colorway that everyone was actually waiting for, which is the orange colorway. I actually did a review on the triple black 700 MNVN, so if you would like to check that out and find out how the sneaker fits and how the sneaker looks overall, make sure to click the link at the top of the screen. But as you would expect, the triple black colorway just didn't have that pop that the orange colorway had, and I think this is the colorway that's really going to make people excited about this sneaker. As you can tell, the 700 MNVN features an orange upper and a black midsole and outsole. It also features the 700 logo on the lateral side of the shoe in silver 3M. It's an out there shoe, I don't know what else to say about it, and I think if you're into it, you should definitely go for it. Because this does seem to be the MNVN that a lot of people are excited about, and also because at the end of the day, it's a Yeezy, this shoe will definitely sell out. Moving on to February 29th, we've got a release that I'm really excited about and actually picked up early just because I was so excited about it. And that shoe is the brand new Air Jordan 1 Pine Green. This shoe is awesome. I love this sneaker, and I'm not usually a huge fan of green, but the green that they used on this sneaker, the Pine Green, just looks great with the black. Like I mentioned before, I grabbed this sneaker a little bit early, obviously, because it's in this video, and I've already dropped a review of this shoe, so if you would like to check that out, make sure to click the link at the top of the screen. Even though the color blocking of this shoe is pretty similar to the Breads, the Royals, and the Shadows, there are some differences that actually make this shoe possibly more premium, besides the fact that it comes in at a $170 retail price, which is higher than any of those sneakers. These Air Jordan 1s feature a leather tag at the top of the tongue, a much softer sock liner, which we usually only see on more premium Air Jordan 1s, and also the Wings logo isn't just printed on the side of the shoe, it's actually stitched on with a separate piece of leather. Now to be fair, I could have done without those details, I didn't feel like they were necessary, and in fact on the Wings logo, I actually prefer the old school look better, but it is what it is, and I don't think it takes away from the shoe. I don't think they're going to be extremely limited because I bought these for resale on GOAT, and they weren't even that expensive, which leads me to believe there's a lot of pairs available, but who knows? I have no idea how limited this sneaker is going to be. I do think it will be relatively limited, but not impossible to get. So because of that, I'm inclined to think that the Air Jordan 1 Pine Greens will sell out. Then finishing off February 29th and actually rounding off the video, we've got the Travis Scott Nike Dunk Low. This shoe is nuts. It features a ton of different patterns all on the upper of the sneaker, and they all kind of clash. You've got a denim paisley, you've got some sort of plaid, you've got these literal rope laces that are made of ropes, and then a tan upper, and none of it really goes together. I guess they're all sort of like earthy toned colors, but that's about it. That said, I don't think it looks bad. It definitely matches up with the Travis Scott Air Force Ones that came out a little while back. Well, maybe not matches up, but it fits in that sort of crazy, sort of multicolor theme. And I think even if this sneaker wasn't a Travis Scott collaboration, it would still be a Nike Dunk Low that I think a lot of people would be excited about. That being said, it is a Travis Scott collaboration, and that just triples the hype. So for that reason, this sneaker is definitely going to sell out. But with that, we pretty much wrap up the releases that we know about in February 2020. So let me know in the comment section down below which one of these releases you're looking forward to most. Of course, don't forget to check out Resjuvenator and take advantage of that 30% off code. It's only good in February. All you have to do is click the link in the description below, spend $30 on their website, and use my discount code Seth30 for 30% off your entire order. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.